What is going on, everybody? Wanted to do a little Thursday recap, and I didn't do a video yesterday. So first, I want to do a little recap of yesterday and then go into some of the trades today. As far as the last handful of days, I mean, this is the stuff that I like. Earnings season, companies are obviously reporting, good news, bad news, and there's a lot of momentum. So you don't have to be a genius to be able to capitalize on some of these opportunities. You just have to have somewhat of a game plan and not be reckless and crazy like I have been, and manage risk. And I happen to manage risk a little bit better. So the last handful of days have been better. So I will quickly go over what I traded yesterday and then briefly just touch on the charts. I took a screenshot as far as yesterday. I took a short on Disney. I took a long on Nvidia, and I left a ton on the table. And I took a short on Yelp. My stop was a little tight on Yelp, so I got stopped out, but I was already up, and I didn't want to put too much risk on. So I finished the day up 93 bucks, and I traded just small size. 200 shares the first trade, and then 100 shares the next. So just taking a step back with smaller size, especially when the stocks are in that $100 range. I kind of felt like I needed to take, trade 400 shares on everything, and realizing that a stock is 100 bucks, putting on, 400 shares, the little tiny swings are going to be, big as far as the P&L percentage on my account. So it didn't make sense. And, I paid attention to some of the comments in, on the channel, and they basically, a lot of people were like, hey, listen, just try to step down your size. And I did so, and it actually worked really well. So, overall, very happy, and I'm just going to stick with that until it makes sense to change. But the very first trade, Disney, I shorted this at 109.04. What I've been doing is I have the 1 minute chart up for the first like 10-15 minutes to try to catch quick breakdowns or breakouts. And then I switched to a 5 to get rid of the noise, which has really been helping. And it seems to be I get better entries when I'm on that 5 a little later on in the day. So pretty quickly, I took a short on Disney at 109.04. So just, the reversal, has a little bit of a push up and rolls over. Took it just before the break of 109, also kind of the VWAP area. And then I sold into this quick sell-off. I got 35 cents on that. On 200 shares, I made like a quick 70 bucks. And then the next trade that I took is I took Nvidia. Nvidia on a 1 minute chart, just super quick move above the high. So I missed this. It just happened so fast. I didn't happen to get there. But there was a big opportunity to take Nvidia long here. So what I did is after the first 15 minutes, I switched to a 5 minute chart. And then, waited for a pullback. I didn't want to chase, and actually did pulled back to VWAP, and then started to move above a little 5 minute flag break. Took it long at 116.68, so right there. So not a bad entry. Risk was going to be based off of VWAP area. So I ended up, VWAP is like 116.41, that 116.50-ish area. And this thing had a very quick push up to the whole number 117, and I sold into the whole number for a quick 32 cents. And this happened to just take off and went and then made new highs and is even ripping today. So definitely left some on the table, but can't really do anything about it. I really am just a scalper. So, 30, 40, 50 cents in these moves. And, I usually take them. I obviously got to work on trying to hold for bigger moves, but my personality is very short term. So it fits me well. I do leave some on the table by doing that. But I'll obviously try to work on that part of it as the trading progresses. And then as far as Yelp goes, I ended up taking a short on Yelp, shorted at 27.90, and my stop is going to be the whole number 28. So I was only risking 10 cents. I had already taken 2 trades, being that this was the third. I just wanted to keep the stop much tighter on this, and I ended up shorting it right there. So kind of anticipating the 5 minute pushed up the 9 EMA, breaking the VWAP and potentially coming towards the lows. So I shorted at 27.90, and it ended up rolling over and going to 27.62. Not a big move in there, but as far as the short term downside, it was there. What I did is my entry wasn't great. Really, honestly, my entry should have been 28. Anticipating the 28 break, and on a 5 minute candle, the high this was 28.20. So risking like 20 cents and then not getting shooken out. So I got a little shooken out. on this. Which is okay. It's all right. It happens. I learn from it, and I took a 9 cent loss on there. So just managing risk a lot better. Making 35 cents there, making 32 cents there, and then only losing 9, and on small share size. So it equal to a positive day. Not a big number, but green on the day. And as far as today, today was relatively easy in the morning. The two main things that looked like they were getting just absolutely destroyed was Macy's and Snap. That was my main focus. The two of those were really, there were a few other things I was looking at, but those were my main focus. So I wanted to really get pinpointed as far as what what I wanted to trade. And then also as far as the groups that I'm in, like that was their main focus as well. So I felt like we were all on the same page there. And so I ended up taking a short on Macy's, and then I ended up taking a short on Snap, and I ended up getting 41 cents on Macy's and then 22 on Snap. I went a little bit bigger on the share size on Macy's just because it's a $26 stock, so the fluctuations aren't going to be as crazy. So really trying to understand when it's okay to maybe go a little bit bigger and when it isn't. And then they both happen to work out 2 for 2, and I called it a day, up $145. I'll quickly go over the charts. Once again, just not the simple setups. Don't really have to think too much about what's going on. Macy's on the daily, gaps down, does not look good. Retail has been getting destroyed. I mean, Amazon has really been hurting retail. As you can tell, a lot of the retail stocks getting very beat up. So as far as this morning, gaps down, not on great news. And ended up taking Macy's short on a 1-minute reversal. So I ended up getting short at 26.59. I did not get the best entry on this. So even though this worked out, my entry was not great. Good entry would have been, towards the higher area right here, the 26.70s. I ended up getting it just on the break of 26.60, stop above the high of that candle. It did have a pullback. It came close, so I was actually getting ready to close this position. In reality, I should have waited for a pullback, especially kind of this tap and reject of VWAP. So the entry was not amazing, but it ended up rolling over, and finally, I believe I sold into the, this momentum to the downside, and I ended up getting out of the position at 26.18. So the low of this candle was 26.20. So kind of that next candle after a lot of red. The low of that was 26.14. I took it off at 26.18 just for kind of a quick morning breakdown, 41 cents. And, obviously Macy's continued. So there was definitely a lot more to get. But kind of my, my scalping blood, I get the 30, 40 cents and, happy with the gain and just to kind of grow the account. So that was the only trade that I took on Macy's. I mean, as far as a lot of other retail did get, really beat up, and I just didn't have it on charts. But I mean, JWN, breakdown, this thing just continued and got hit really, really hard. TGT also got hit really hard. DDS, I mean, a lot of retail stocks took a beating. Probably should have had more up on my watch list, but I just wanted to focus on a handful of stocks. And the good thing with Snap is, after, the first 10 minutes, I switched over to a 5, and it really kind of, it cut out the noise of what was going on. So, Snap was just, a little 5-minute reversal, right? 3 candles, closed green, and then finally has some weakness. And then on the start of the 4th candle on the way down, I took the short, only 100 shares. I probably should have went 200 shares, but I wanted to cut back the risk. I didn't feel the need to have to, trade any bigger size than 100, especially being that I was up like 100 something bucks. Just wanted to, take a shot at it and see what happened. I ended up taking a short at 18.25 with risk above the candle that I got in on, which was 18.35. So I was only risking 10 cents. And I think because I put on the 5 charts, the 5-minute charts, a lot of the noise was cut out. So was able to get a really good entry and was pretty much immediately in the money on this. And it came to VWAP, which was 18.09. So that was kind of one test of support. And then the next level was going to be 18. And I held on to this. And as it approached 18, there was so much size on the bid as far as buyers at the whole number 18. So I gave it a minute. I let it kind of bounce off the level a couple times. It didn't break quick. So I ended up getting out at 18.03 for a 22-cent gain. So risked 10 to get 22. So a good risk reward there. And that was it on the day. So I took 2 trades, scaling back the size a little bit, not feeling the need to have to go crazy. I think sometimes in this game, especially after you've been doing it for, I've been doing it for almost a year now, you feel like you got to step up size, you need to be making a lot of money, and then that's kind of puts you in a bad place. So, I was really able to take a step back and be realistic and not be crazy and not, and manage risk a little bit better. And then also I really am liking the, put it on the 1 minute chart for the first 10, 15 minutes to get quick breakdowns, quick breakouts, and not hold for a long time, like very quick, 30, 40, 50 cents if I can get it, have a nice, first trade, and then switch to the 5 minute chart and cut out a lot of the noise. I think at times when I had the 1 minute chart up, I would get caught in that noise and it'd be like a tick for tick thing. And then like, try to short, try to long, and then get stopped out a lot. So switching to 5 has really helped. And it allowed me to get a really good entry on Snap on the 5 minute, reversal. And then, just using VWAP as a guide. And then obviously Snap, how to push up. So as far as the buyer at 18, they seem to have, really pushed this stock up. And I'm sure a lot of people were, were shorting it and felt some pain. So that is it for me. It's been a good handful of days. It's not like there's anything genius going on. It's earnings season and it's momentum. And this is the stuff that I like. And then just realizing that when earnings season over, things do slow down a bit. So have to trade accordingly. But while earnings season is, is still going on, just trying to take advantage of the kind of low-hanging fruit, the trades that aren't too difficult, and then switching over to a higher time frame to try to not get caught up in the noise like I have a lot of times. Like on the 1 minute chart Snap in the morning, I mean, I'm sure there were times where if I, was a little impatient, maybe would have taken this short relatively quickly and then get squeezed rather than just switching to a 5 after the first 10, 15, and then letting it really set up and not try to get caught in all the minor moves. So scaling down the size has really helped. And it's also, as far as better risk management, and overall having, pretty good win rate and having a pretty good streak just by trading, I think, the way that you should be trading rather than how I got so crazy last week and I was trading very, very emotional. So I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing, not overthink anything, focus on the process, manage risk really well, and then just, trade a little bit smaller until I get, a decent sized cushion on the account where scaling up makes sense. So just to quickly go over numbers and then I'll end the video. $954, slowly creeping back up and just trying to just be more consistent and get to where I came from, because I gave a lot back, which sucks, but I had to learn from it and then try to do my best to just be consistent and keep moving forward. Hopefully you're having a good week, and I will see you tomorrow.